You know the time when someone say they're gonna do something, but you know for a fact that it's never gonna happen, and the person just lied to you with a straight face. Absolutely insane. But one, you rather just don't really care that much, so you just agree with them, or maybe you're just a little bit delusional, and you hope that they might actually keep their promise and do it this time, even though you know that's never gonna happen. Well, that's currently happening right now, because for the past couple of months, they have been one event that has been hyped up. Everyone has been talking about it. Thousands of people are excited, even though we all know that this is never going to happen and that we're all just being lied to. And it is Mark Zuckerberg versus Elon Musk. I don't think this is real at all, and I don't think we're gonna live in the timeline where these two actually get together and fight each other, because that would be absolutely insane. But this is one story to have a lot of lore, and by that I mean it just has a little bit of Twitter post. So all this drama ended up started with Threads' first release. And if you have absolutely no idea what that is, it is Facebook's competition to Twitter, because they ended up making the metaverse. Absolutely nobody used it, and I guess they just wanted to find some way to make some more money. They just wanted to get a single win, so they decided to compete against Twitter. They saw what they're doing, and Mark Zuckerberg was like, I'm just gonna do that, but better. And he somehow failed extremely bad, because Threads is not doing good at all. I think they lost 80% of their user base, and the only people on it are just like companies who are trying to be relatable, so they just post a bunch of relatable memes over and over again, even though they're not really that funny and no one wants to see it. Or just a bunch of people on Threads just hoping that they're suddenly just gonna become internet famous on that platform, even though there's literally nobody there, because nobody uses Threads, because why would you go and do something like that? But when that first came out, a lot of people were very curious. They were wondering that, is this going to be the end of Twitter? They finally got competition. What's gonna happen next? And Elon Musk was really scared about Threads coming out, because he was going absolutely insane on his Twitter, just saying the most weirdest things of all time, and even threatening to sue Facebook, which is something extremely funny, especially from a guy who always talks about competition and allowing people to do whatever they want until competition comes to me. That's bad. You can't do that. And ever since that happened, for some weird reason, Elon Musk has just been obsessed with saying that he's going to go and fight Mark Zuckerberg. And ever since that, they have been going back and forth for literally months. Now, I don't think this is ever going to happen, and they're not going to fight, and I'm going to tell you the reasons why. Reason number one, it's not really going to be that much of a competition, because Mark Zuckerberg is instantly going to win. I think everyone knows now that this guy actually trains in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which when I first heard that, I didn't really believe it, and I just thought, oh, he's just probably a beginner, he's probably not really that good, but no. I think he actually won a championship not that long ago, so he actively trains, and he's obviously super rich, so he probably has like the best trainer of all time who mastered like every single spell or element or whatever fighting styles they do in jiu-jitsu. If you can clearly tell, I don't know anything about that sport. And also, this is pretty well known, he is a robot. He's probably just winning because he's loading in every single jiu-jitsu fighter in like some chip, and then he just puts it inside of his head, and then he can instantly go and fight. So we have a man who actively fights and trains consistently and is probably a robot, and he is going against Elon Musk, a person who I'm 100% positive never punched in his life, and I wouldn't be surprised if this man never ran in his whole life. And I don't even know if it's even possible for him to be athletic because how his body is built. Like when I first saw the picture of him with his shirt off, I thought this was fake. I thought this was like some Photoshop meme that someone made because they thought it was funny. But no, he's actually built like that. He literally looks like a ketchup bottle. I have never seen anything like that before. So I don't even know if it's even physically possible for him to fight or to go into the gym, and I also don't know if he ever trained in his life. And even if he did, it's probably been an extremely long time since he actually went and worked out. It's literally going to be a robot versus just a average dude. And even if we do live in a timeline where these two come together and fight, it's literally going to take Elon months to train. He's going to have to go through a real life anime training arc where he's going to need to train under just some random waterfall so he can learn every single fighting style known to man, just so he can have a chance to beat the robot robot, Mark Zuckerberg. And probably he's still going to lose even if that does happen. It really doesn't matter who trains him. I just don't see a reality where he's going to win. Let's be honest, the real reason why they're probably keep on talking about this is just so people can still talk about them, because this brings so much attention to both of their names and it helps both of their platforms. The only reason why people are going on Threads is to literally just see Mark Zuckerberg's tweets. I have absolutely no clue what they're called, so I'm just going to call them tweets or posts. That's what they're called now. When he talks about the fight, and everyone goes on Threads so they can go take a screenshot of it and upload it. And obviously, every time when Elon talks about this, tons of people are going to his Twitter page. And that's the one thing that Elon cares about the most, is literally popularity and attention. This man is a clout goblin, but he's actually successful. His Twitter account is just filled to the brim with him saying absolute cringe, or two, him posting the most unfunniest memes of all time. Literally old people humor, which there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, he is a kind of old person, so it makes sense that his jokes will be pretty outdated. And it also seems like Elon is the one that's drawn this out as long as possible, because I don't think he's actually gonna fight, which is really sad because I want this fight to happen so bad. You know how funny it will be that two of the most successful people in the world, like they literally have billions of dollars and they own some of the most successful companies that were ever made, come together and decide to fight each other in the ring. That will literally be the most dumbest and goofiest story of all time. And imagine if the fight was actually good. Like, imagine if they really trained, they came together, they're both jacked, and they both went inside the ring and they're just fighting each other. And it's really in the Roman Colosseum. That would be absolutely amazing, but I just know for a fact that that is probably never going to happen, and that's going to stay as some fever dream. Because this is my prediction, and this is probably what is going to happen, because all my predictions are 100% right. I have a 100% track record. I don't have any proof, so just trust me on this. What's probably going to happen is that Elon is just slowly going to mention this less so people can just forget about it. He's probably well aware that people on the internet have an extremely tiny attention span. So he knows that if he just talks about it a little bit, and then if he just slowly not talks about it, people are just going to forget it exists and no one is going to know it happens. That's most likely going to be the timeline we live in, which is extremely lame, but hey, life is boring most of the time. That's just the way it is. Anyway, this is just something that I want to talk about. My name is Lua. You have a good day or night. See ya.